Hello guys, and welcome back to another cold episode. On today's episode, we are back with some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links action, and as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, Darklords are back. There is a new way to play the Darkest of Lords. Let me show you how to play it. First of all, pretty standard Darklords, except for these guys. What's going on over here? Well, let me tell you. Star Seraph Scepter and Star Seraph Sovereignty, stick into chair as I will be calling them for the remainder of this video, are really good because they are fairies, which has incidental synergy with a lot of the Darklord cards. Superbia is specifically fairy types, not Darklord cards. Same with Desire. Also, Valhalla, Hall of the Fallen, specifically assists fairy types by allowing you to special summon a fairy type monster, right? So, what do these cards do and why are they good? Basically, they allow you to go into an XZ monster with three or more materials, rank 4, really good. Because there are a lot of really good monsters that you can summon. So, Star Seraph, when it is normal or special summoned, you can add a Star Seraph monster from your deck to your hand. Okay? Also, when it is XZ summoned, when a monster is XZ summoned using this card as material, you could target one other card on the field and destroy it. And if you do, draw a card. Really, really good, okay? You have to pop a card and draw a card, especially going second, that's really good, okay? Sovereignty, what it does is it special summons itself. If you normal or special summon a Star Seraph monster, even this own card, you can special summon this card from the hand and then draw a card. And if it is a Star Seraph monster, you can special summon it. So, for example, if you went Scepter, Sovereignty, special summon itself, so you've got Scepter and Sovereignty in hand, you normal the Scepter, you special summon the Sovereignty, summon Stick, summon Chair, then you search another chair, and then you can special summon that one as well. So that immediately gets you 3 materials on board to go into any of these rank 4 monsters, okay? All of them are really good. The most used one is going to be your Ouroboros. Now, this card is in the selection box, so if you're worried about obtaining it, if you're thinking that you're not going to get it, that's totally understandable. There are still other really good options. Deltaros is also really good when it is summoned. It can't be responded to. The summon can't be responded to. So you basically immediately get to activate its other effect, which allows you to pop a card on the field. So that's really good. Utopia Ray can be used because these are all light monsters as well. So you could go into Utopia Ray, which is from the latest box as well. So this is the same box that you're going to get these guys. But basically, it just gains a whole bunch of attack and decreases the attack of another monster. Really good. Let's see. You have Thunder Spark Dragon, which you could detach all 3 materials and then destroy all other face-up monsters on the field. So if your opponent has like a board full of blue eyes or something like that, which is pretty common now, destroy all the cards. Just get them out of there, okay? You could also go into Vylon de Sigma if they have an attack position monster, an effect monster. So again, something like an alternative Blue Eyes, just take control of it. Just bada boink, yoink, mine, thank you. Also at the start of the damage step, if the card battles a monster whose attribute is the same as the equipped monster, you could just destroy that monster without really having to do any battle damage, right? So again, really good in anything that has similar attributes, right? Dark, light, earth, anything like that, right? Pretty good. You can also another card that is pretty easy to get is Tin Archduke, which is also really good. 3 level 4 monsters, generic, and then it allows you to detach at quick effect speed, detach a material to change the battle position of a monster. Pretty good, right? You're gonna get attacked by a higher attack point monster. No, flip it, just like an econ, right? So pretty good, right? Then you've got Ouroboros, a really it's the star of the extra deck in this deck, because what it does is it's a really good turn 1 play. Once per turn, you can detach an XZ material to activate one of these effects. You can send a random card from your opponent's hand to the graveyard. Really good for turn 1. Or you can banish a card, target a card in your opponent's graveyard, and banish it. Okay? So those are both pretty good for turn 1 if they happen to, you know, activate something like a I don't know, some sort of hand trap. They don't really have hand traps, do they? But still, those are both really good effects. But then you can also target a card your opponent controls and return it to the hand on top of the effect of Seraph to pop a card, which basically allows you to get rid of 2 cards that your opponent controls. So really good. Then it's basically just stock standard Darklords, focusing a lot on being able to draw into the combo with Ixchel, because if you do this combo, you will be drawing 2 additional cards off of Sovereignty's effect, right? So, actually, you could draw up to 3 cards if you also pop another card on the field due to Scepter. So, that's 3 additional cards, which Darklords love to be able to draw cards. Even in the TCG, they play a ton of draw cards. So, there you go. Draw a whole bunch of cards, focusing on Ixchel to draw those cards. That's why we're playing Ixchel. We're also only playing 1 Nastin, 1 Tez as well, just because we needed to take out some things, only the 1 Ukobak as well. So, instead of focusing on summoning Nastin onto the field and, you know, relying on him to basically search and do all of your plays, you're now relying on these guys for your turn 1s and turn 2s, or just the regular stock standard Darklord package. You're also playing the Valhalla Hall of the Fallen as a win more card. Basically, if you open this card along with your Seraph Scepter and your Sovereignty, your Stick and Chair combo, it basically means that you can do all of this combo, go into your extra deck, and then on top of that, normal summon your Desire and go for game through another monster or something along those lines, right? Because you will still have your normal. So, insanely good. I only play the 1 because I did end up seeing it a little bit too often than I would like. You also probably want to play 3 Scepter, and if you do, take out an Ukobak, take out a Superbia, something like that. I actually did really like Superbia. I think Superbia is really good. The 2900 body is just pretty nice to have. Also, being able to contact it and then summoning another one of your Darklords is super nice. So, there's that. Anyway, let's hop into some replays. Alright, so here we are, Seto Kaiba versus Mokuba Kaiba. Here we go. Pretty exciting. Anyway, this is going to show you exactly what I was talking about with the Valhalla Hall of the Fallen and the Stick and Chair, okay? And exactly why it's so powerful, okay? He's going to grab up his blue eyes. We can tell that he has ultimate dragons, so that's pretty nice. He does set the 1 back row. Not really too scared of that 1 back row, but he does have it. We actually end up drawing a pretty terrible Darklord hand, but a really good Seraph hand. So, we're going to open up by special summoning the Stick and then the Chair by using the effect of Valhalla and then the Chair itself. We're going to draw 2 cards. Well, we're actually going to draw 1 and then we're going to search 1. And then we are going to draw another card after special summoning Sovereignty, and then we are going to go into Ouroboros. Now we've got a full Darklord grip at this point, just like you would normally on turn 1, right? We're going to activate the effect of Seraph's effect, and then try to pop this Raigeki Break. He's going to then activate the effect of Raigeki Break, discarding a card to pop our Ouroboros. Then we actually activate the effect of Ixchel, draw 2 more cards, and end up with a Seraph and another Sovereignty. However, we don't have another Sovereignty in deck to search out and to special summon, so we can't go into another level 4, even though we can use our normal summon to do so. If we had another Seraph that would be able to special summon itself, we could do that, but instead, it's much better to play the rest of the Darklords, so we activate a bunch of the Darklord effects. We're going to activate the Ixchel to summon, and then get a contact, and we're going to contact the Ixchel. Then we are going to activate See You Later after using Ukobak's effect to send a banishment of the Darklords to the grave. So now that we have 2 pieces of fodder for the Nastin, we can now special summon the Nastin. Now remember, we still have not normal summoned, so we're going to activate the effect to search out the Desire. Then we are going to tribute off the Ixchel to summon up the Desire and swing in for lethal there. Now, granted, he didn't have the most back row, but that shows you just how formidable a board we can make, right? He had to respond to that, and we ended up drawing how many cards off of that? I think 6? 6 cards? Well, we drew 5, I think. Anyway, pretty cool, right? Alright, here we are up against Crow Hogan. It could basically be anything. It's most likely level duplication due to the amount of level duplication players there are currently on the ladder. But here we go. We end up drawing a Star Seraph's Sovereignty, the chair, but we don't actually end up drawing the stick. So we're going to search for an Ixchel, activate Ixchel's effect to draw 2. We had Contact in hand, so I was pretty comfortable doing that. But even if we didn't have Contact, I would still do that to hopefully draw into our stick. Then we are going to... we are going to search using Ixchel to search for the Sanctified Darklord. Then we are going to send it to the graveyard using Amdusk's effect in order to grab back the Amdusk, because we want an Amdusk in the grave and we want Contact still in the grave. Since we've already used Contact, it doesn't make sense to bring it to the hand. We want to be able to use it on our opponent's turn to summon. Okay, so here we go. He's going to activate Hieratic Seal. Okay, so he's playing Hieratics. He's going to special summon. We are going to then contact our Amdusk onto the field. I kind of misplayed here. I should have waited for his effect to activate. That does any... Oh, pause, hold on. I should have waited for his effect to activate that does anything to, like, negate, or just any effect to activate in order to contact, right? And then that would have been better, because most of the time effects are going to target, and it's going to target the Ixchel, and then you can contact the Amdusk onto the field, and then your Amdusk isn't in trouble, and you don't have to negate like I do here. So after he tributes his Nebthet, wow. After he summons his Nebthet using its effect, he can then pop a card. And so because of that, I end up having to negate the effect of specifically the Nebthet instead of negating the effect of something else that might have been a little bit bigger or more dangerous, right? So we actually do end up having to negate that, and now we're just stuck on a board with a bunch of monsters, right? He's going to level dupe in order to go into a level 11 Star Eater, so that's pretty interesting. And then he is going to normal summon. I think he hadn't normal summoned. I think so, right? Yeah. This card can be normal summoned without tributing. Yep. So there's his normal summon. He goes into a level 5 Volcanosaurus. He's going to then pop and burn us, and then overlay once again into a Gaia Dragon the Thunder Charger, hoping to pierce us for lethal, or at least to get us below that 1,000 life point threshold. He doesn't, thanks to the massive defense of Star Seraph's Sovereignty that we had set earlier. So now we are on 1,150 life points, which is just enough. So we're going to search out the contact. We are going to contact the Ixchel. Ixchel is then going to activate to search out the Desire. This is basically the only way that we get out of this. I go for Desire, I send the Star Eater to the grave, and I set the Sanctified Darklord and hope that he swings in. He does just that, swings in, we activate while he can't change the declaration or anything like that, while he is stuck swinging in, we activate the Sanctified Darklord to negate the effect of Desire, boosting it back up to 1,000 after sending the Amdusk to the graveyard. And now we have the only thing on the field, right? Granted, he had one card in hand and we had none. So it was basically a top deck war at that point, but he said, hey, you've got the monster, you win. So there you go. Kind of wonky, but hey, Darklords. Once again, we are up against another Seto Kaiba. Once again, we get to go second as well. This guy's name is Playmaker, but let it be known that at the very start of this duel, he sat there for quite some time just doing nothing, and I was like, Playmaker ain't making any plays. And it was a very funny joke. Everybody laughed. Thank you. Anyway, he's going to activate Solar Recharge. He's then going to have Lumina. He's going to discard. He's going to activate Raiden, banish, yada yada. Lightsworn plays, Fortune Lady every end field. Our turn. Guess what we've drawn into? We've drawn into the Stick and Chair combo, as well as a Banishment of the Darklord. Insane. I know. So we're going to activate the Stick and Share combo because it draws us a whole bunch of cards, and that way we can use our banishment to get something that we need. So we're going to go Stick, Share, draw a card, search a card, Sovereignty, draw another card, sync or XZ, summon it into Ouroboros. Ouroboros is then going to pop a card due to the effect of Scepter being used as a material. Then we are going to activate the effect of Ouroboros. Now, there are two options here that are pretty good. It's either one of these options, either sending a random card from your opponent's hand to the graveyard, or targeting a card in your opponent's graveyard and banishing it. We can banish the Fortune Lady every here, or if we think that he has a hand trap, something like a Sphere Karibo or Kiteroid or anything like that. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a Kiteroid, given the fact that he is playing, you know, Light Sworns, and they really like Charge of the Light Brigade. But with that being said, there is a high probability that he is also playing Sphere Karibo. They tend to do that. And so I was like, okay, we're going to hit something in his hand. We end up sending a Levianeer to the graveyard, but we still have enough for lethal here. So we're going to activate the effect of Nastin. We are going to send the Sanctified and the Ukobak to the graveyard. We are then going to contact our Ukobak onto the field. Ukobak is then going to send a banishment of the Darklord. We are then going to search using the other banishment of the Darklord. We're going to search our own Tez. Then we are going to set the Valhalla Hall of the Fallen just as bait, and we have lethal. He didn't have anything. There was no Sphere Karibo in hand. Pog. Alright, so here is our last replay that I have for us. We have Axel Brody versus Mokuba Kaiba. We are going second once again, and immediately after seeing Axel Brody and his first play, which is set 3, I immediately know, okay, this is Invoked Neos. Now, Invoked Neos doesn't play Cosmic Cyclone. They can't. They have they have 2 limited 3 cards, which means that playing both of those cards, Alistair the Invoker and Invocation, makes it so that they cannot play their Cosmic Cyclone. So I know for a fact he's not playing it. So there we go. We can feel free to set our Sanctified Darklord and be happy. We actually end up opening this Stick and Chair combo. Our 5th card being the Chair, but we immediately get floodgated. So, kind of sad, but we do end up getting to draw a whole bunch of cards due to the effect of Sovereignty. And so now we are sitting on 4 pretty good Darklord cards in our hand, as well as a Sanctified set, and we still haven't used our skill. So we're going to see you later. We're going to grab back the Star Seraph Scepter, and then it's going to get floodgated again, but at least we get to search out that last Star Seraph card so that we don't have to have it as a brick that would eventually pop up later. Anyway, kind of sad. He's going to activate Neos Fusion in order to summon up his Neos. He's going to then activate Volcanic Shell in order to grab up his other Volcanic Shell. You know, standard Invoke Neo stuff. He decides not to attack in. I don't know why he decided not to do that, but he decided there he was just not going to do that. We actually end up getting to distribute off our Star Seraph Scepter in order to summon up the Desire that we drew off the top. Now, I had 2 searches, so I was just going to search it, but it turns out we don't need to. The gods of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links said, no, you can just have it, it's fine. We are then going to try to get rid of this set card, because most likely it's going to be either in Alistair the Invoker or a Winda, which we don't really want to have that be flipped up, or destroyed in any way. So we're going to try to send it. He decides no, he's going to Karma Cut. He is going to send his Volcanic Shell to the graveyard and get rid of our Desire. We are then going to draw 2 due to the effect of our searched out Ixchel, and then we basically don't draw anything really great. I was hoping to draw the 2nd Scepter, but we ended up not. Anyway, he normals his Alistair and activates the effect. We know that for a fact there is no Invocation in hand because he does end up activating the effect of Alistair, which means when we negate, it's all good because we know that he's not going to have the Invocation in hand to activate it, since they only play 1 Invocation. They play the 2 Alistair and then the 1 Invocation. So we can feel free to immediately negate that effect and then just kind of wait it out. He's going to activate his Brave Neos. He's going to search out the Neos Fusion after attacking, all of that stuff. Cool. We have another search. Awesome. We're going to search up the Nastin. Nastin's effect is going to activate, discarding the 2 Amdusks. Sadly, all of our Amdusks are currently in the grave. Not really great, but hey, happens. We're going to contact our Ixchel. Then we are going to search out Superbia. We are then going to search out negate the effect of the Brave Neos, and then we are going to tribute summon the Superbia onto the field. Kind of scuffed, but it works out, right? We are then going to swing into the Brave Neos. The reason we negated it is because it had 100 extra attack, and I didn't want to waste the Tez on something that we could just negate the effect of and swing over with Nastin. So there we go. We were able to get rid of the Brave Hero Neos that they only play one of. And now we are going to contact the Ixchel back onto the field. We're then going to search during his end phase as well. He just set one and switched his Alistair to defense. So now it is our turn. We're going to set the Sanctified. We are then going to swing into all of these cards. Obviously, it's a Winda into Ult Apelio, which was kind of weird to me. I was like, why would you not go into Petalfin, play more defensive? But I guess he really wanted to get rid of this Ixchel. Anyway. During his turn, he's going to set 2. He's going to fire reload, hoping to get something useful. I don't know what he ended up getting. He's then going to swing in with Ult Apelio into our Ixchel. We end up just drawing the... we actually ended up having the contact in hand, so we just contact it right back. Then we are going to swing in. He's going to Fiendish Chain. We're going to swing in again. And instead of Fiendish Chaining the Nastin, for some reason he thinks... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to Fiendish Chain the Ixchel. Now, granted, I think I don't know why he did this, actually. I think he thought that, hey, at least I'll be able to get rid of the Nastin anyway. But it would have still been better to at least destroy the... Fiendish Chain the Nastin so that you could destroy it, collide into it when you get, like, a Invocation. Or something like that. Because right now his back row is clogged, and we know that this is a Neos Fusion because he did end up searching it out, and he set it in order to fire reload, for one. So, we know that the other card that he had was the Volcanic Shell. That's what they're called. We knew that it was the Volcanic Shell, so we know that this is a Neos Fusion, but it's dead. It's a dead Neos Fusion. He's not going to play two Brave Hero Neos, nor two... Elemental Hero Neos. So we're just going to swing in, protect ourselves with the Tez, and then we are going to use the effect of Sanctified Darklord to get the Ixchel off of the field to negate an effect, just so that we can contact it back later. Anyway, he's going to realize that his back row is clogged. He can't do anything about it. The only way that we would have been able to free up his back row is by tribute summoning using one of our monsters that had already been Fiendish Chained. That would destroy them and free up the back row, but he didn't really have anything, and he concedes. Anyway, let's talk real quick about this deck and how it works, or if it works. First of all, obviously, you should probably be playing 3 sticks. They're really good. They're super, super good in being able to basically make your end board even more powerful and drawing you even more cards just to get into even more Darklord stuff. And let's be honest, Darklords, when they have a setup board, is insanely powerful. Even just having one contact and one Sanctified Darklord, all of them, it just doesn't matter. It's so consistently strong. Just being able to recycle that non-targeting negate, being able to consistently contact your resources back, and stuff like that. Now, there is another way to play using, instead of See You Later, you can use Draw, Sense, Spell, or Trap, and instead of using the Star Seraph combo, you can use Winda as added protection, and that allows you to recycle a lot more of your cards, you know, consistently searching Banishment basically every turn. But all in all, I think that this way probably is more fun for most people. I actually prefer playing it with the Winda, playing it with the consistent searching of Banishment, but Star Seraph does allow you to actually utilize the extra deck a lot more than just like, hey, I'm gonna summon Force Focus every like 90th game. So you can actually now utilize the extra deck and utilize it pretty effectively, especially with this guy, Evil Swarm Ouroboros. He's insane. If you can go into the selection box, do so. I mean, you can see I've already got a Book of Moon, but I would like more. Anyway, Ouroboros is insane. This deck is insane. The plays that it can make now are even stronger than before, and I think a lot of people were talking about how Darklords were so incredibly strong and Noble Knights are a bit weaker in terms of the power level of the game, and I do agree with that. However, it's stronger than it was previously. In the previous meta where, you know, you had Invoker in Magician Girls and, you know, that previous meta, and Shiranui and all of that. I think that even now, Darklords are stronger than that, thanks to Seraph, Scepter, and Sovereignty, as well as Noble Knights. I think are overall a stronger deck than anything from the very previous meta, where everything got nuked. Even Karakuri, that was considered a tier 1 deck, I think that this deck is stronger than. That being said, the power level of the overall field, including things like Blue Eyes, Noble Knights, Desperado, well, Desperado less so, but a lot of these other ones, Thunder Dragons as well, all of them are a lot stronger, and this can keep up, which is really cool to see that just adding in another archetype allows you to make a lot of plays and end up playing with a lot of these stronger decks. So, if you do like Darklords, consider playing this, consider trying to get yourself the Star Seraph Scepter and Star Seraph Sovereignty, because honestly, it's really fun to be able to draw so many cards and to actually go into an extra deck while still being able to play Darklords. Anyway, that's it for this episode. I hope that you guys did indeed enjoy. If you did, a like is very much so appreciated, and if you want to check out more content like this, as well as more decks like this, then just be sure to subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye.